I'm Ann Meyer, Director of Development Communications and Operations at National Geographic Society. I'd like to speak with you today about creating a mobile strategy and our partnership with MGive. National Geographic is known for raising awareness through its media, yet many people don't know that the Society is one of the largest nonprofit scientific and educational organizations in the world. We count on donations from individuals, foundations, and corporations to fund the grantees who explore and share their research with the world. Our organization is engaged not only in inspiring others to care about the planet, but also actively works to conserve resources through its grant-making programs. Some of the challenges we faced here in getting a mobile program off the ground were limited resources to drive donor acquisition and fundraising. So we needed a program that was action-oriented, where people could feel that they were making a difference quickly, and by supporting via mobile, that was a good way to do it. We needed to have a low-cost entry point and quick results, which would appeal both to supporters and to our leadership. Unlike startup costs for some other fundraising efforts, this approach is nimble and iterative. We had tried a mobile campaign in the past a few years back, and it was not successful, so we had to overcome that hurdle. One of the things that probably could have gone wrong with that was the museum exhibition campaign relied only on static signage. Visitors felt no reason to give again after purchasing tickets to a blockbuster show. And the museum exhibition was regional and tourist-based. We needed a universal approach for one of our on-the-ground programs. So we decided to pilot a mobile program using a multi-channel approach. One of the benefits of working here at National Geographic is we can take advantage of some of our media opportunities in film, cable channel, web, print, as well as some of our own internal development programs. So to engage stakeholders across the organization, we worked with films to incorporate a message at the end of the film in the trailer and launch this during screenings. Let me start this one again, restart. So we piloted a multi-channel approach. No, start again. One of the advantages of being here at National Geographic is we can take advantage of the many media opportunities that we have across the organization. We were able to pilot this mobile campaign using a multi-channel approach with film, cable channel promotions, web, print, and other internal development campaigns. To engage stakeholders across the organization, we started with film using promos in the trailer messaging. We'll talk later about some of the other campaigns, including channel, web, and so forth. So why did we start with films? Well, our films division targets millennials in particular, so the audience there for, I've got to restart, I'm sorry. Why did we start with films? National Geographic Films' target audience is what we call the generation extinction, the 18 to 34-year-olds who could inherit a world in which half the world's species could disappear. So this is key messaging and a key medium for that. And mobile seemed like a great opportunity. In addition, a film, just by its very nature of a person coming in, sitting down, seeing a film, is a time-sensitive and creates a time-sensitive media and creates a sense of urgency to the film goer. You have just the messaging that's there, as well as the runtime screen distribution process also allowed us to measure immediate impact as screenings rolled and opened across the country. So again, the film was called Last Lions. It's still available on DVD, and as a matter of fact, we'll talk later about how we're still getting returns off of messaging on the DVD itself. The campaign that we created working with MGive, it was called the Lions Campaign. So it was text LIONS to 50555 to give $10. And it was, we worked with our films division, who specifically requested that we work with them on this project, and we were very excited by that because it was a wonderful pilot opportunity. So the call to action appeared at the end of the documentary, prompting the audience to donate, and it did become an ongoing campaign as the film opened across the country, as it was screened on our channels, and again, in ongoing returns through the DVD programs. And the wonderful thing about this is because we could see the metrics as the film was launched, it allowed us to show success metrics to other divisions at the Society. So we began to work also with our channels, Nat Geo Wild in particular, and the channel itself, National Geographic Channel, both of which are known for wonderful animal conservation programs and just wildlife films in general. So the way this worked is there was, as you can see by the slide, we have a Big Cat Week, which is now an annual event. The first year we launched the mobile campaign with the channel, it was a test for them. The concept of Big Cat Week was a brand new thing, and we feel really special that they chose to work with us to actually include on-air snipes during programs about big cats, about why it's important to support programs that are related to, let me restart this one. In our media cross-promotion with working with the channels, both the National Geographic Channel and Nat Geo Wild, both of which are known for wonderful animal programming and wildlife shows, we were fortunate that this was a brand new program for them. Big Cat Week launched in December of 2010, and it was essentially a week of programming of various lengths that highlighted all sorts of large cats, large predators, and we were able to set up a mobile call to action, actually an on-air snipe, at various times throughout the weekend for various programs. Another wonderful thing about working with mobile is you could actually, the morning after a program would air, we would go on our mobile giving site and we would look and we could see giving spikes when key programs had aired. When Big Cat Week was aired again in 2011, so it is now an annual event, typically in December, we were ready for it, and we could see, in fact, Thanksgiving weekend was a re-air of Last Lions. Last Lions premiered on National Geographic Channel leading up to the Thanksgiving holiday, and you'll see later where the dollars raised and awareness raised during that time period was phenomenal. Just thousands of dollars, and more importantly, thousands of new supporters for the Society and for the Big Cat Initiative program. One of the learnings from this particular promotion, the on-air promotion and snipes, is that it's very important to make sure that the snipe lasts long enough for people to actually get to their phone and get the information in so that they could respond. We actually got email feedback from our donors to say, hey, leave that up long enough so that we can give. So it just, again, shows how engaging this medium was for us. I wanted to talk a little bit about the demographics because I know that this conference is related to getting millennials interested in your organization and engagement, and I thought it was key to talk about not just age but also the geographic spread here. So although National Geographic is a worldwide brand with headquarters in DC, a clear West Coast demographic emerged. You can see by this chart, this screenshot, that with the Lions campaign, we could see California clearly coming through as a major supporter of all the states. With other, we kind of have our what we call our top 10 in mobile as well as online and in the mail. And it is interesting to see that the trends that held true across other giving avenues also held true for mobile. The California sector definitely remains the largest across many other, across all the states. And although with mobile there are opportunities to capture all sorts of donor information, all sorts of supporter information, we didn't specifically ask for age or gender information. However, through some other internal metrics, such as our channel demographics, we know that the National Geographic channel, for example, tends to skew male 20s to 30s range. So that was exciting for us here in development to be getting all of a sudden more donations from the male side of the house, and as often is the case, is heavily it can tend to be heavily skewed female older donors, which is also interesting. A recent mobile giving report sponsored by MGive across other client campaigns showed a close distribution of age between millennials at excuse me, 26%, Generation X at 28%, and boomers at 25%, boomers too, sorry, at 25%. If you're interested in the actual report, you can go to mgive.com and click through to the study on the home page. So I think that we can see that we do have, with this particular campaign, we were seeing a gender spread in a really great way, as well as an age spread. So while we're definitely gathering in new donors in the millennial groups, we're also seeing plenty of support from our core audiences as well. We continued with our media cross-promotion with engaging our digital media group, the web. The channel took up essentially a major marketing campaign around the Big Cats initiative, and this was branded Cause and Uproar. And you can see that it's co-branded with Nat Geo Wild, and this particular web page is showing that many ways a supporter could take action through direct online donations, through there's a line of clothing, Cause and Uproar clothing, which featured celebrity bits showing them wearing the merchandise, and on-air commercials that were shown on Nat Geo Wild. Plenty of social sharing occurs on this with this campaign. Lots of Facebook. There's a Facebook Cause and Uproar page, for example, with many fans. And then you can see the text is highlighted there on our web page, so we are cross-promoting across other streams here. So as a result of the success of Lions, the Big Cats campaign was created, and that's what Cause and Uproar is all about. It raises awareness and funds for the Big Cats initiative. And I'll talk a little bit more later at the end of the presentation about what the Big Cats initiative actually does in the field. So with the mobile giving campaign on the web and on the social sites, the call to action appears online. Unlike Lions, we set up, working with our mobile giving provider, we set up a subscriber opt-in that would drive them to the mobile web rather than just a straight promotion. So with Lions, they would text Lions to 50555 to give $10. With Big Cats, they were given an option to either give $5 or $10, or to simply sign up for further mobile engagement. And that is an ongoing campaign as well. So I'd like to give a few highlights of what happened with these campaigns. This is showing that we've been featured on MGive's homepage, which we're very happy about, and it's also been just another way of sharing with our internal audience, with our leadership, to say, hey, you know, we're doing a pretty good job because we've been featured on, on this homepage. So that's a nice way to promote the success. So with keywords Big Cats, we garnered 1,684 mobile community members and generated just under $5,000 from about 500 unique donors through the mobile web form. With Lions, we've raised more than $45,000, and that figure continues to climb thanks to DVD sales with the information contained within the DVD packaging and trailer. And those are all $10 donations. The nice thing is there is an 82% conversion rate, which means of all the people who sign up to donate, 82% actually go on to give. Very high results. So, and of those donors, 1,122, and it's probably more by now, so about 25% have joined the National Geographic mobile community after donating, which means they're getting our ongoing messaging and potentially converting to other streams. And this was another interesting finding here, of the Big Cat, and Big Cat meaning the keyword here, donation, 73% chose to give $10 rather than $5. So that was a great lesson learned for me, because it was like, don't offer the $5 because more people actually do want to give. They can feel that they're making a difference with the $10 donation. At least that's the way I'm interpreting it. And of these new mobile community members from both Lions and Big Cats, about 25% opted to provide their email through their mobile phone when asked. And then a percentage went on to make online gifts, either through direct email appeals or through our website. And we've tracked that because for a number of different ways. In some cases, we actually screened our database for mobile numbers, and then made opt-in calls to see if they'd be interested in joining our mobile community in addition to their other support. And we got good response to that, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. And others actually responded directly to email appeals. Because we had their email addresses, we were able to import that into our donor database and then include them in our donor cultivation and solicitation emails later on, targeting specifically our Big Cat campaigns. We didn't go to general annual giving at this point. We were interested in seeing if they would like to continue to support the Big Cat program. Another way we work to cross-promote the text to donate and mobile support was through print. And this is actually kind of happened out of the blue. Some of it, there was an intentional piece, but another piece was unfortunately due to the Zanesville, Ohio Zoo tragedy back in October 19th of last year. Some of you may remember where the gentleman who had his own zoo and many animals were running wild, and unfortunately the police were shooting them. It was horrific, but at the same time, people flocked to our website, because they do look to us as a resource to learn more about, animals, questions. They're asking questions: what can we do? How can we help? And we were able to get a front page story on USA Today on October 28th, featuring our explorer, Dr. Luke Dollar, who's actually the program head for Big Cats Initiative, in an article about Big Cat extinction. The inside story had sidebars showing how people could support Cause and Uproar, Big Cats Initiative, through many different ways of giving and supporting. And that proved to be tremendously successful across the organization. And then another kind of fun thing happened as another success metric for us, which was just in working with the Nat Geo Wild Channel. They developed a trick-or-treat campaign to raise awareness, especially, and to working with some of the schools and other groups. There was a trick-or-treat for Big Cats program, which was very similar to UNICEF in a way. They encouraged kids to dress up like Big Cats for their Halloween costumes. They actually had little boxes printed up, and people could go to the website and request boxes and make calls to get them. And it was kind of a big production. So that was promoted also in print. The back page of the Wall Street Journal a couple of times actually ran full page ads due to just had some extra space, and we were able to use that. So even though we didn't go out for Trick or Treat for Big Cats as a mobile campaign, we kind of turned it into that, and this year when we do it again, it will absolutely be a mobile and online campaign. We will not be using the boxes most likely because logistically that was challenging, but it was a really fun and interesting way to engage a whole new group of, concerned parents, kids who are interested in big cats, and it was a fun way to launch that. So we are ready and standing by to do Talk for BC will be the key word for that, and looking forward to that this coming October. So what does this all mean? Pulling all of this together, let's look at the impact on the Big Cats Initiative. The program itself, the Big Cats Initiative, is a comprehensive program that supports on-the-ground projects, education, and economic incentives. We have had such tremendous public engagement with this campaign through all of the various media streams, donors who come to us specifically to give, people who have called us after watching the Last Lions movie to say, how can I help? And and $10 isn't enough. I'd like to write you a $1,000 check or a larger check. And so it has truly been a fantastic way to raise awareness for the Big Cats Initiative, which supports many projects. Currently, 24 projects in 14 countries have been funded. Over $500,000 in grants have been given as of May 2012. And mobile is responsible for about 5% of that. So we are very pleased that this campaign, that this revenue stream, that this awareness-raising tool in mobile connection here has been responsible for that. And it continues to add supporters to our audience. We're very pleased with that. So just to summarize, what did we learn through our cross-platform and all of our other initiatives across the society with this program, which will continue until we can continue to make an impact on endangered lions and bringing them let me restart this one. So I'd like to summarize what we learned from our mobile campaign with Big Cats. It's really important to look at your donor behavior as it exists and capitalize on that. We knew that if we could enhance a sense of urgency, people already feel that loss of species is an urgent thing. How could we capitalize on that to actually drive them to action immediately? Identifying opportunities with the Big Cats Initiative was huge. It's something that people can know that they're making a difference. They can feel that they're making a difference as they pick up their phone, it's in their hand, and they can give right then. Utilizing multiple media channels was essential, especially at a place like this. It would be foolish to not take advantage of the media that we have and the marketing that we have to drive awareness to this dire problem. One thing that I thought was really cool was when we were able to tap into our current donor base to take I talked a little about this earlier, we were able to screen our file for mobile numbers. Then we had our explorer, Luke Dollar, give them a call. It was an automated call. He gave a brief message about the Big Cats Initiative and asked them if they would like to sign on as a mobile supporter to hear more about the program and to get updates throughout the year. And we got around 120 or so of the few hundred that we sent in, of the couple of thousand that, it was 1 to 2%, I think it was. Scratch that part. One of the more exciting aspects of maintaining and growing our subscriber base was to engage our current donors to find out if they would be interested in joining our mobile community. And the way we did that is we had one of our explorers actually make a call using automated technology and an opt-in invitation to see if they would like to join. He described the Big Cats Initiative and basically asked if they would like to participate ongoing to receive mobile alerts about what was happening in the field with big cats. And we got probably a 1% response, which we thought was great for this brand new stream here. I talked a little bit about the urgency, that it's important to create a sense of urgency for the mobile campaign to work. In this aspect, we were able to take advantage of our programming, of the theater experience, and even sad events like the news story from Ohio with the zoo. We were able to turn a tragedy into an opportunity for good. Another wonderful thing about mobile campaigns is that they can be added within minutes. It takes such a short time to set that up and to see action happen quickly. We were also, from a user standpoint, able to pay attention to web spikes, Twitter trends, and stand the campaign while the impressions are still really strong in the public eye. Being able to promote mobile across all media platforms, so again, sharing the successes with our stakeholders internally allowed us to go to continue, to allow us to go to broader and broader channels here. We also have just been, in the past few months, capitalizing on calendar events that are kind of iconic for National Geographic, like World Water Day or Earth Day or other non-Big Cats events, to see what other National Geographic priorities might our Big Cat donors be interested in, and to also help them see that we have so many programs that we do support through our conservation and grant efforts that they can be involved in as well. So in conclusion, we have a lot to roar about here, and we're very happy that we were able to share this success and these strategies with you. I hope you all have a great experience with your mobile campaigns, and I would be happy to answer questions. Thanks again.